All right, good evening. I'd like to call this meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission to order. Clerk, roll call, please.
Becker.
Here.
O'Flaherty. Here. Keeney Graham. Wright.
Here.
McMahon.
Here.
Chair Maxwell. Quorum present.
Okay, we have a quorum. And for the record, today's date is Monday, December 16th at 6 p.m. At this point of the meeting, I have to ask for an approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as submitted?
So moved.
I have a motion to accept the agenda from Wright. Second?
I second.
Second from O'Flaherty. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. The agenda is approved. At this point in the meeting, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve the minutes from the December 2nd meeting.
So moved.
We have a motion to approve the minutes from this December 2nd meeting from Becker. Second?
Second.
Second from Wright. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay. This is the public participation portion of the meeting. If there's anybody in the audience that wishes to speak on the floor about something that's not on the agenda, you're welcome to come up and approach the podium. State your name and address for the record. Seeing none, I'm going to close the public participation portion of the meeting and move on to new business. The first item of new business tonight is a public hearing. We have on the floor a petition by Mastech for AT&T Mobility, represented by Matthew Fitzgibbon, for the approval of a special use permit for antennas and associated communications equipment on the existing tower at 1500 South 7th Street. Is there a presentation to be made from the floor? If you can come on up to the podium and state your name and address and give us your presentation.
Hi, my name is Ariel Kiner, and my address is 1890 South Cass Lane Boulevard, Illinois 60510, and I'm here representing Matthew and AT&T and Mastech. We're requesting for a special use permit for a co-location AT&T facility on an existing tower at the 200 rad height. The site facility is 1500 South 7th Street, zoned LI Light Industrial. It's a co-location AT&T facility on existing tower at 200-foot rad. Requesting a special use permit to co-locate the wireless telecommunication facility. And this is just a layout of basically the tower that's already existing. It's represented. So, please accept this project narrative as a supplement to my special use permit application. Mastech and AT&T propose to co-locate AT&T's telecommunications facility on existing tower at 1500 South 7th Street. The existing lattice tower, self-support tower, is 279 foot in height with a 7-foot lightning rod. AT&T proposes a co-locate facility to propose at 200-foot height with the top of the antenna at 203 foot. 9 Ericsson Air 6449 B77D antennas, 3 per sector, are proposed. Antennas are 72 inches in height and 90.6 foot wide and 7.8 foot deep, colored generally in an off-white, nondescribed color. The ground component is proposed to include a walk-up cabinet, a standby generator, and a 15-foot by 30-foot fenced expansion to accommodate AT&T's proposed equipment. A 30-foot by 30-foot asphalt turnaround is also proposed to be added, adjusting to existing parking area to provide access to the compound area. 9 abreeve trees are proposed outside of AT&T's compound area to screen the newly proposed ground equipment. And I'm just going to go over the special use standards. One, Federal Communication Commission's compliance. All antenna towers and stealth dishes shall comply with Federal Communications Commission's FCC requirements. So proposed telecommunications facility shall meet or exceed all current standards with regulations of FAA and any other agencies of state or federal government with authority to regulate telecommunications facility. 2, no lot shall have more than one antenna, tower, or stealth dish except for radio or television studio or and more radio operations licensed by the FCC, in which case the only antenna tower or stealth dish allowed shall be those used related to the principal used of the property. Businesses selling stealth dishes shall be allowed maximum of 3 stealth dishes located outdoors, and only one of them shall be allowed front of the building. So only one telecommunication tower is existing on the lot as of right now.
I can just jump in. You have what Ariel is reading is in your packet, so that's part of the record, so
Yes.
you probably don't need to go through
Okay.
everything
Okay.
related there. But they do have a copy of that. That's part of the record. So.
Awesome, okay. So basically, what we're doing is adding our equipment, AT&T's equipment, on the already existing stealth tower at 200 foot. Basically, and we are proposing to install walk-up cabinets, a generator, and the top of the antenna will sit at 203. Dish is already on there. Let me see my notes. I think, yeah, 83, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, 83. And basically, if you guys have any questions, I'm here to answer them. So,
Thank you, Ariel. It's a very
Yeah.
thorough presentation. Thank you
sorry.
very much. Is there a staff report to go along?
Yeah, just briefly, Ariel went through very thoroughly everything. The request, so the existing 300-foot tower, South 7th Street. I highlighted in red there, this shows the new antennas that will be going up for AT&T at about 200 feet. It's a 300-foot tall tower. So we recommend co-location and encourage that in these types of items, but it requires a special use permit. With that, have ground equipment, as mentioned, generator cabinets, ice bridge, surrounded by 6-foot high chain link fence. There'll be 3 stands of barbed wire on top. We also require landscape screening around there. You can see the arborvitae screening around the east side and south side to screen the equipment. They'll have access to South 7th Street, establish easements also there. So we feel they meet all the requirements. The UDO has some standards which they meet. That was part of the record. A little history, in 2020, the city did approve a special use permit for Verizon to locate antennas there. That was never done. They actually requested to be special use revoked, which we did in 2023. So this is the second request for the tower. But as you can see, we do think it meets all the requirements. We did receive today one email from a neighboring resident, David Lehman, L-E-H-M-A-N. He lives at 621 Karen Avenue, not too far from the site, up here at Karen Avenue, indicating his support for this special use request, noting that co-location is preferred method instead of a new tower. So we'd recommend approval. There's a sample motion that approves Exhibit A, which is the drawings that were in your packet.
All right. Thank you, Dan. Is there anybody from the public wishing to speak on this matter?
I just have a question.
Go
If you
there.
want to step to the podium and state your name and address for the record, then go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, I'm Tony Moon, And I think those pictures were taken from my front yard, because I'm straight across the street from this.
What's your
And-
address, Tony?
1503.
1503?
South 7th.
South 7th, okay.
You said something about landscape on the east side. Do you mean the west side? So that it covers up the street side? And also, does this generator make noise?
Well, the landscaping is shown on the south side and the east. On the west, there's a drive and a paved area, so you can't really put landscaping on
So
there.
you're-
They have a paved driveway.
The only thing on the east side are the railroad tracks. There's nothing
So
back there to
landscaping
hide
will be
it
on the
from.
south side and the east side here. That's what's shown.
Okay, what about the generator? Does it make noise? Does it?
You can go up there, Ariel, and respond.
Hi.
From my experience and from working with the cell sites, they're pretty quiet. They don't make much noise, so,
And we haven't got complaints of any
No.
existing ones in the city
No, and-
about noise.
and if they need like just in a second opinion, we could always provide documentation of that too. If they want like a sound, whatever you guys need.
And then I don't have any facts or photos to back this up, but I believe there's a red tail hawk nest up there somewhere in that tower, because I see them flying back and forth, and I just want to make sure they're not going to get disturbed either.
No, 100% they're protected.
Because they eat the birds in my yard.
I totally
I'm done.
understand.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Or is there anybody else from the public wishing to speak on this matter? Okay. Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing portion of this meeting, and I'm going to open it up to the council, the commission, to ask questions. Does anybody have any questions or comments for?
I hate to draw you back up. My only question really is, do you have any specifics on the benefits of
Yeah,
placing the dish?
absolutely. Basically, adding E911, because basically 80% of cell phone, emergency calls come from cell phones. So just adding the, coverage where you don't have it for AT&T right now. So there's no coverage. And it was just for businesses, for homes, for emergencies.
Yeah, we used to have AT&T, and there's a serious dead
Dead
zone.
spot there.
Okay, yeah, I was just curious if you had any specifics.
Absolutely. And it is an AT&T tower, and it's just Dish on it at the moment, so.
Okay, that's all I have.
Any other questions, comments for Ariel or for the staff? Seeing none, I'm going to ask if anybody wants to make a motion on this item.
Based upon the submitted petition, testimony presented, and findings of fact, I move the Planning and Zoning Commission forward its finding of fact and recommend to the City Council approval of a special use permit for antennas and associated communications equipment on the existing tower at 1500 South 7th Street for AT&T Mobility as shown on Exhibit A.
We have a motion on the floor from Wright. Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a second from O'Flaherty. Clerk, please call the roll.
Becker?
Yes.
O'Flaherty? Yes. Wright?
Yes.
McMahon?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. All right. Good luck, Ariel.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, no more public hearings. Do we have any reports?
Yeah, just kind of a year-end, next meeting, we will have one on the 6th of January. It is a concept plan for and you'll get a copy in the next few days here, for a solar fields on 30 acres on Peace Road at Greenwood Acres Drive. And there's a couple of small data center buildings there, but you'll get that information this week. So there'll be a concept plan, only no official decision. That's for the 6th, the only item we have. We were sent the 2025 schedule of meetings. So pretty much the same as last year. One note, coming up, second meeting in January will be on a Tuesday with the holiday. That'll be on January 21st. I copied for you from the city's budget, which was approved at their council's last meeting, the Community Development Department. listing all the projects approved. Some were just updates, but you can look through there and look at all the work the commission did this year. Then on page, it's shown on page 157 in the handout, but it lists all the variances, special use permits, rezonings, subdivision plats that the commission reviewed this past year, up to this fall. There's a few more, but then what I did was just kind of take some before and after photos of, I think Jeff's got that queued up. Yeah. Some of the projects we reviewed this year, this first one was a 1104, 1124 South 4th Street. It was an auto repair. It was a new special use. Gentleman that was on South 4th moved in there. And one of the conditions, you see a gravel drive, we had him pave that drive up to the buildings, which was done within 90 days. Also resurfaced the parking lot, put new striping in, so really improved that site. So some of these smaller projects, there's definitely improvements on those, and they look much better with going through the commission and some of the conditions. Another one, Wessel's Farmers Market there at Sycamore Road, Greenwood Acres Drive, quite an improvement from a couple years ago with the building. And then the big thing was added paved parking, before they just had gravel. And the cars would just park wherever, back right out in the street. So we wanted to, they had to annex in and get it zoned properly. And we had them put angled parking in, so when they backed out, they would not back straight out in the road. They would back out and then converge with the traffic going to the light where most were headed. So that looked very nice. Even screened the porta potty, actually. Yeah. So we had them put it around an enclosure there. I think they still do have a fence to put up on the north end of the property, but much improved site there. We had quite a few variances this year with fences. There was one I didn't have a slide for that's in your handout. That's 175 West Lincoln. That's a Shell station, actually approved year before, but mostly built this year.
It looks great.
You can see the before and after the building, and then even to the right of the building, the additional new fence next to the residential and screening their dumpsters. So that's a nice improvement there. And then with the variances on the fences, this is 627 Fox Hollow. Before, then after, they had a kind of unique shaped lot on a cul-de-sac. So you can, I only had one kind of angle on many of these, but you probably have to drive out to look at the different ones. But kind of a nice, not a really big effect. It went out into the side yard a little bit, but this was one also in Fox Hollow down at Hillcrest. There was questions about visibility. This is before and after. You can see the fence was added. There's been no complaints about traffic or any safety concerns that have been raised since that fence was put up. This was 365 Rolfe Road. Had a unique lot, a big, both fronting lot, but big area, and they added a fence not too far off the side of the house. That was the after picture. And finally, this is 960 North 12th Street. Before, then after, they put a fence up that, and a few of them we had it, he originally wanted to put it next to the sidewalk, but we had him put it 4 feet away. I think it went up to 2 feet from the sidewalk further down. But I think that little setback really added to it instead of right on the fence line. And the fence actually had a little, you can kind of see through it almost at the angle, so. And next to it was a detached garage, and then the house was further away, so there was no visibility, was blocked in the adjacent homes. So I think all these turned out pretty good. I didn't receive any comments on any neighbors saying, well, now I see it built and I don't like it now, or it didn't look like the way I thought it would be. So no comments from any neighbors after the fences had gone up. So I think the variance for these, we got a good procedure in where we look case by case, and each one's a little bit different, but I think we'll continue that process for these. We had I can't recall the number we had this year that have been exceeded in the past, so we'll see what happens next spring and summer. But just thought I could show you some of the work Commission did and some of the before and after results on those. So,
Thank you, Dan.
And I think that's, yeah, about it. So thanks. Happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas to the commission, and appreciate your hard work this
Can I
year.
ask a question about the, what's going on with the Kraft Heinz bill?
I can't really mention what's already been mentioned by the city officially from that, so. There's still some work going on out there, but that's about all I can really say for it, so. Anything else?
All right. Thank you very much. Does anybody from the commission have anything else to ask, report? Seeing none, does anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
We have a motion on the floor to adjourn from O'Flaherty. Second?
Second.
Second from Wright. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. All right, good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays.